Nice suit. Ethan Hawke. What's your middle name?
My middle name is Green.
Green?
Green, yeah.
Ethan Green Hawke. What a great name that is.
I met my stepbrother when my mother was falling in love with this other man. I met him, and he said that it sounds like a candy bar.
Ethan Green Hawke?
Yeah, I don't know why.
It doesn't sound like a candy
doesn't
bar,
sound
but
like
don't hold that against him.
Okay.
Congratulations on on everything, but tell me about your family. Since we last saw you, how many kids do you have now?
I have 4 kids now.
Whoa, way to go, my friend. 4 kids.
It makes Christmas fun.
What ages are we?
Okay, so my oldest is 16. That's Maya. And then I have a 12-year-old son named Levon. And then I have 2 little ones, Clementine, 6, and Indiana is 3.
Man. Now, first of all, congratulations on the kids.
Yeah.
But what an interesting selection of names. Tell me about Indiana. Why is one named Indiana?
Well, some people think it's because I'm a giant Raiders of the Lost Ark fan or something like that. And
is that it?
No.
No.
I'm worried that it's going to sound weird, but George Sand was one of the first real feminist authors, and she wrote a book called Indiana. And so my wife loves that book for that reason, just as a... and so I thought I liked Raiders of the Lost Ark. She liked George Sand, so we went with it. Yeah.
Now, the next question, have you spent time in Indiana?
Well, I was a big Colts fan until they don't have Peyton Manning, and I'm off them now.
No. See, this is a mistake. Things are better than ever for you. You have the Indianapolis Colts. You have the Denver Colts. You get to root for both.
Well, I guess I have spent time in Indiana because my father for a long time lived there. He lived in Indianapolis. He worked in insurance there, so that's why. Yeah, that's why.
I'm from Indianapolis.
Well, so did you ever meet my dad?
He handles all my insurance.
He might. You don't know.
Yeah. Okay, now so let me ask you this: in your household, is Santa Claus a thing or not a thing?
Santa Claus is very much a thing,
Okay.
David. Yeah.
Now let me just take a guess here. Santa Claus not a thing for the 16-year-old, or still not a thing for the 16-year-old?
She is a very cool young woman, and she enjoys presents.
So she'll play along.
She's quiet as a mouse. She doesn't speak on the subject.
Yeah,
you know.
I understand, yeah. Now, what you said?
It's a big deal to get her awake in time to open the presents with the other kids.
Well, I'm looking forward to that because at our house it's first light, everybody up.
Yeah.
Makes for a long day. Now, you said you had a 10-year-old?
12.
12-year-old.
The boy's 12.
Now,
Levon.
is he beyond Santa? He's beyond Santa.
Is there anyone that's really beyond
Well,
Santa?
that's a good point.
You know,
that's a good point.
I mean, here's the thing. The most fun, in our house, what people go really nuts for is the stockings. You know, and Santa provides major stockings, and Santa puts a lot of thought into the stockings, you know, and the internet is very useful for Santa on that.
Well, I admire this because I think there's so much excess associated with this holiday, and if we limit it to the stockings, I think that's a step in the right direction, so to speak.
I don't know if other people go. I know that it's very hard. Christmas can make some people really sad because they.
I get very sad at Christmas.
You do?
I do. I get very sad.
I wasn't thinking of you, but
why? No. Why would you think of me? Why would
I-
anybody think of me? For God's sakes!
What I mean is,
I'm moving to the Netherlands. Screw me. I'm sorry, I'm a little sensitive.
you just don't want to buy them too many presents, and you don't want to buy them not enough.
That's
and
right.
it's
You want them to understand the correct spirit of the holiday, family and giving and caring for others. But I have a lot of pressure with my son because I'm not sure whether Santa Claus has left him or not. And so every year we have to put on a little thing. We write the note to Santa,
right.
and then we leave out carrots for the reindeer.
Yeah.
And so then I bust up the carrots and throw them around the house and step on them like there was actual reindeer in the house.
Yeah, we did little footprints. We
Exactly.
took the dog.
And you feel like, oh my God, if I don't do something correct, is this going to smash the little kid? Mm-hmm. So this year I just was tired of the whole thing. So You know the fence, the screen you put over the fireplace?
Yeah.
I just kicked it over.
And that worked.
It's like, yeah, it's like, oh, it looks like Santa had a little trouble with the fireplace this year. But it's the pressure can get to you.
The pressure also because when they get smart enough to really be a good judge of handwriting, because Santa often writes back to my kids. I don't know if that happens, but Santa's writing sometimes is, you know,
Yep.
you know what I'm
can't.
saying.
Yeah, it's like you have a grapho-analysis in your house.
Particularly when you get around 10 years old, they
Yeah, I
really
know.
start, you know.
Well, but my son asks questions like, "At what speed does your sleigh travel?" Oh, crap! So then you put a speed of light. Speed of
that's
light.
good.
And that shut him up for a year. But you know, talking about childhood and stuff. Now, this movie is one of those things that sounds like a great idea on paper, but to actually execute it takes a remarkable amount of courage and vision and logistical planning, for God's sakes.
And patience. I mean,
Yes.
the thing that's unbelievable, to make a movie, we shot this movie over 12 years, and so the idea
This
is...
has never been done, has
Never
it?
been done. The idea is to make a movie about growing up and to really, you know, chronicle the first moment when you first kind of remember things, first grade through 12th grade, right? I don't want to give away the ending, but it ends when he graduates high school, you know.
Okay.
Mom's the word. And so it was a little, for the last 12 years, Patricia Arquette and I would have to call up this director before we ever took a job and say, hey, listen, I'm thinking about taking this job. Is that okay? And it was a logistical nightmare. Particularly Patricia did that show Medium for years. And she had it in her contract that they would let her out to do this movie.
Yeah. And did he have going into it? It's impossible to plan 12 years out, isn't it?
Because you don't know what's going to be current. What's a 16-year-old? Right. When we started in 2002, we didn't know what a 16-year-old was. We didn't know Lady Gaga was going to exist. We did whole scenes about the McCain-Obama election, not knowing who was going to win.
Right.
You know, so it's...
Well, I mean, it's exactly like life because one doesn't really know what life holds for you. So to fabricate it for the purpose of a movie is virtually impossible.
And you know, the funny thing, you can't contract somebody to do anything for more than 7 years, right? So none of us had contracts. So if the kid decided he didn't want to do it anymore, the whole thing would fall apart.
Did you, when you got together, it was the production annually? You would do something annually?
Yeah, it wasn't like same time next year because we didn't want it to be set in one season. So some years it'd be 4 months, and then we wouldn't do it for 9 months, and then we'd wait 13 months.
And how when you actually got together for that session, how long would you film?
We would usually rehearse for 2 to 3 days. We'd meet together because you had to see where the kids were at in their lives, what was happening to them, what were they thinking about, what were they caring about, and match that with what we wanted. You know, the director, Richard Linklater, had this theory that we all get dragged through our parents' lives, that really you don't have a lot of agency when you're a kid. You know, if your mother has a terrible marriage, then your home life, through no responsibility of your own, turns into a nightmare, right? So basically, we figured out the arc of the father and the mother's lives, and then just drag the kids through it.
Well, yeah, I'd never heard it expressed that way, but do you subscribe to that theory, that your kids are just dragged through their parents' lives?
Well, it
Is
sounds...
that working in your house like that?
Well, what I mean is that there are things there are major events in their lives that they don't really get a vote on.
No, they have no control. It's
know?
unavoidable.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
If you decide to move, you get a new job.
Right.
You know, when my father moved to Indianapolis, that was a huge deal. The whole family had been from Texas, and everybody doesn't get a vote on that. That's his career. And he has to use, you know, and with my stepmother, they have to use good judgment for all of us. But in my case, they did. But in this movie, not always.
Yeah. Boy, that's a scary thought that you're just dragging your kids through your life. But I think it's probably accurate.
Well,
now,
until they
now
have
I
their
feel
own...
like a dope, for God's sake. You know, because you worry about everything on your kids' behalf. Every breath they take concerns you, and now it may be just out of his control, out of my control.
Well, look, when Maya was born, my oldest, I remember my mother came to the hospital and she said, well, congratulations, you now have something to worry about for the rest of your life. And that's certainly been the truth.
Yeah, yep. And I mean, that's all I do is worry. I mean, a full throttle worry. Is it less worry when you have 4, or 4 times the worry?
I think it's 4 times the worry. There also is 4 times the love, you know? 4 times the joy. There's 4 times, I mean, I've gotten to teach, you know, I've done 3 journeys now of teaching someone to ride a bike, which is some of the most fun I've ever had in my life. And we've done it in the same parking lot. that we go to, and my youngest isn't there yet. It's not like I'm going to deny her the experience. Don't worry. So yes, three. Yes.
Yeah.
More words.
See now,
I wish I could say
you
different.
mentioned teaching the kids how to ride a bike. And immediately, you saying that, it coalesces in my head. I remember exactly when and where, and the days leading up to it, and the moment when it took off, when he took off, and it's a lovely thing. So you have 4 of those. That's great.
Yeah.
Now the movie. The other thing about the movie, in fact, it is 12 years long.
Of course, yeah. We felt if we could dedicate 12 years,
That's
you
right.
should too.
Put aside a little time if you can. It's very popular in prisons.
#1 prison film of all time.
What are we going to see here, Ethan, from Boyhood?
Oh, I think this is a scene where, you might know this moment when you're picking up your kids. Well, it's a divorced family, and so he's picking up his kids for the weekends, and he's trying to connect with them and hear about how their lives are going, and they are resisting.
Okay, take a look. Boyhood. There you go. Boyhood, ladies and gentlemen. Ethan Hawke. Good luck. Happy New Year. Come back again, sir.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. We'll be right back with Allison Williams, everybody.